A survey we did some time ago in Clinicians Report Foundation showed that about 25% of dentists were not doing pulp capping. And that's why I've entitled this Pulp Capping Works. If it's done properly, and the exposure or lack of exposure, if it's an indirect pulp cap, is done correctly, the success is in the range of 70%. And if you don't pulp cap, what do you have to do? If you go in and do a root canal, you've caused a depreciation over a period of time of that restoration, well shown to not last as long as though it's over a natural tooth. Let's look for just a minute. As you look at that patient, what would you do? Assuming money is not a major challenge, what would you do? I'm sure most of us would get a dry field, and we would take the caries out, and then we would determine, can that be done with a typical intracoronal restoration? I seriously doubted it looking at those several teeth. Or must it go on to a crown? Now, would it be better to have a live tooth or a dead tooth on any one of those? A live tooth makes for a longer longevity. A live tooth has proprioceptive fibers in it. A dead tooth is there, but in many ways is inferior to the live tooth. Let's look for a minute. That was one of the first major products that actually worked in a direct or indirect. As you remember, direct means you've had a little bit of blood. Indirect means you've scraped out the caries to the point where you feel like the dentin is hard. You've disinfected it with glutaraldehyde, as you've heard us talk about many times. 2 1-minute applications allows that glutaraldehyde to go directly to the pulp, and it disinfects and desensitizes both. Well, after that would go the Vitribond Plus, whether it is a direct or indirect pulp cap. And that has been a very successful material over a good long time. However, along has come materials such as Theracal, which is calcium silicate. A little, somewhat easier to use, but there's very little, if any, bond to the tooth structure with it. I'm not negative about it. It's working well, but you don't want to blow a strong air blast on it or you might blow it out. Light cured, as was Vitribond Plus. The Vitribond Plus, 20% of it is resin. In this case, this is a hydrophilic resin with calcium silicate in it. And now where are we going at this particular point? Here's one from Europe, Ceramer. Ceramer has been shown to work very well in a mixed form, but now they've added some resin to it. It's a light-cured, resin-modified bioceramic pulp protectant, direct and indirect pulp capping. So that would be comparable in the concept to the one that we just looked at from our friends at Bisco. So both of those are light-cured hydrophilic resins. Now, what about MTA paste? EndoEase from Ultradent. EndoEase MTA Flow is being used for many, many things. That has been proven since the mid-90s. You have quite a few options now, all of them costing less than or slightly more than $10 per application. I strongly suggest that if you have a tooth that looks like it could survive, that you strongly consider doing a pulp cap. In my own mouth, I remember very well. I was about 6 years of age. I was into my dentist, who was a very competent guy, but not very social, and his huge nurse, so-called. And I remember him telling me, we're going to do a nerve cap, kid. And I'm like, oh, a nerve cap? That terrified me. Well, he did, and guess what? That tooth is still in my mouth live. It's time to consider pulp capping if you're not doing it, or to consider some of these new materials. all of which have been now well proven. Thanks for being with us. Join us next week.